Yo, it's Guido coming at you with the Tactics Talk. We'll talk a little bit of bottom tier stuff. We're here on Glacier Dorf and head to the heavy brawling area. This thing's relatively quick, the TNH 105/1000. This will be the last video for this particular tank because I finished the 100 battle challenge on it. About 53% win rate by the end of it. Started with less than 50%. I see this Char MLE guy doing this, so I'm going to take an opportunity to put a shot on him. I do not want that autoloader guy, that little auto cannon, to shoot into the back or into the top of my tank. So I'm going to cover up on him. We get a couple hits there, or we get one hit, and he starts to bail. So he's a bit of a problem. I don't want to give him a lot of the side of the tank. Looking for a shot, but I don't quite get there. He spots me again, so we'll cover up. I need to turn back around and make sure that one of their heavies isn't coming at me here in front. So I've got a 54E1. I've got the TS5. Looking at the 112 and the TNH here. But there's a Maus involved as well somewhere. And I see this guy heading up here, and we'll just sneak one in on him. He's looking to take a cheeky shot on my back, and I figured he would probably try that, so that's why I was paying attention to the carrier as much as possible to try to catch him out right there. So we clear the carrier off. That's helpful for a couple reasons. That he's not shooting into our back or down into our engine deck, and he's not spotting us, which is going to give a lot of SA to these guys. I figured that guy would probably shoot the Maus in the side. Maus takes a stab. He keeps backing, so I'm just going to accept that and push across. As he kept backing up, that's going to give me less issues there with getting across. He's probably on a reload, and now our Maus goes in. Maus is doing a nice Maus thing. He's getting in there and tanking some damage, clogging things up. Gets a little bit outplayed by their Maus. But the rest of the team does a nice job here as well. So I'm bottom tier, guys. What I'm trying to do is just be cheeky and irritating. Do things like that, although I would have liked to have penetrated. I'll support the Maus as best I can. There's no artillery, which is nice. So let's move on up here. If I had it to do again, I might have stayed back there. But we had some guys pushing. You can see the TS5s moving in. So I figured we'd come in here and start whittling down the enemy tanks a bit. Alright, that guy was making a pretty common mistake. You notice he was probably turning around and his turret was turning. He didn't right and hold down the right mouse to keep his turret forward. That gives me an opportunity to pop out and shoot him while his turret's not there. And I'm actually doing the same thing there a little bit. See how I move my... I'm not keeping it locked, which was fine. I wasn't that worried about it. In fact, I was sort of wanting the turret to come a little bit off to the left here because I was turning back around to go this way. This is feeling pretty good. And I'm really hoping that this team just pushes in and starts taking these guys down. Nice job right there. I'm going to try to come in here and maybe track the Maus. That's hard to do these days with hardening and all the different things that give bonuses to modules not getting damaged. And holy cow, he actually gets a shot on that Maus right there. Alright, Char's coming in. That was actually fortunate. We put a shot on him. He is causing us issues there. I'm thinking, come on, man, reload, reload. And he makes a big mistake, sort of gets stuck right there. Put another shot on him, and somehow our TS5 tips. I didn't actually notice that. I wish I'd have noticed that in the game. I completely missed that. I could have pushed in and pushed over the TS5 right there. That is unfortunate. This is about where I notice it, and then he dies, which gives me an opportunity to pop that guy. So the Maus has lost some fairly serious hit points, and now the Object 704 has showed up, and I'm not liking this, right? We're outnumbered now. The TNH TVZ51, the 54E1's an autoloader, and he's facing a Maus. This is just not looking good, so I'm going to kind of fall back right here, guys. Don't like this much at all. 54E1 takes a big hit, and we'll just slide on back this way. Guy comes around the corner, and holy cow, the Char Futur. Forgotten about him. Now he's just going to get right around us. I sort of chase him a bit. I'm like, oh, this is not great. Can I get a shot on that guy? Nope, I miss him. Not good. All right, so what are my options now? Down goes the Char from the Centurion. Oh, very good. Now we have some help. In fact, we have a Leopard and a Centurion up top. So we notice that and say, okay, we aren't going to completely run away here. We'll add some more crossfire options to the guys up top. If the enemy heavies try to cross the open area, those two will have some good shots on them. So let's move forward again. And we'll put some pressure on him over here as well. Maybe we can get some lights for the Centurion. Oh, the 704 is not paying attention. Ah, but that guy got in the way. So we'll just try to sneak one into the lower plate, and fantastic, that worked out. What I'm watching for here is I do not want this mouse just to YOLO on me. And the Object 704 saw me. All right, so no sense poking around the corner anymore. If he was still staring the other way, I would have looked for a cheeky shot in there. I don't want to just poke and let him get a free shot. Okay, the mouse takes a shot right there. Leopard dies, not great, but the 112 also dies. That's helpful. And so it's just the Centurion. That's unfortunate. But the mouse has decent hit points. So we kind of got him locked down. We're starting to create an advantage on the rest of the map. So at this point, the plan is to hold this as best as can be. If they try to push the mouse, then push in and take as many hit points off of them as I can, weaken them, and then our guys over on the other side of the map should clean up the Scorpion, STB, and the WT, and then we can start finishing off the rest of these guys. So the mouse sort of switches sides, pushing the dead carcass in front of him. I'll just wait. No sense poking around the corner and letting him get free shots. I get hammered by the 704 and the mouse in a two-shot situation there. I'm basically out of options. So I want to plan taking my hits a little bit better. Try to back out of this and see if we can get a sneaky shot into that guy. We got it, but we didn't get a damage. Their mouse comes around the corner. Oh, man, can I push? No, probably not. That's not good. And then I just decide I've got to push in and take the chance. We'll kill him off. Okay, that didn't work out great. Not exactly what I wanted right there. 704 was in a good crossfire situation, and I'm just going to turn and run. I'll probably eat a shot from this mouse, whatever. Maybe the Centurion can do some damage. I'll try to track him. Didn't work. He misses. I'll take it. Keep on trucking. The Centurion is still up there, and the mouse decides it doesn't want to cross the open area and take any more hits. But he does slap the Centurion, and I'm just going to bail out of this whole thing. Keep on trucking. I'm glad the 704 didn't move forward. Oh, he did? Cheeky shot, a bounce, fine. Keep on moving. And we'll just head around this way. Kind of figured they might chase me, but it looks like our guys are up on their cap now, so that should change their minds a little bit. We'll move on up here. Get a shot on that guy. They actually killed him before I got the shot. We'll come up top. All the way up and over. Looking for a shot down behind them. So there's 4 of them. They've still got some good firepower and some armor. Come on up this way. And I changed my mind. Right? The mouse has pushed back, so I know I'm not going to face him in the 704. I'll try to solo the 704 if I can. I got to be careful coming off this. I don't want to. You don't want to come off that at full speed. If you come off the ground and land, you're going to take a bunch of damage. As long as you're stuck to the ground, it's going to go a lot better for you. They kill the STB-1, and then I find this guy right here. Probably should have kept pushing in behind him. A little bit hesitant. I'm not sure what's going on with the mouse there. Bounced him, not great. And at this point then, I'm thinking I'm covered up, but I'm going to come a little too far, unfortunately. I get the shot, but I also get lit on fire and slapped. Don't want to stay there in the crossfire between the 704 and the mouse, and I'm figuring the 704 is just going to try to push me and kill me. But he's worried about the WT and the T30 up top. So I don't know what his SA on those guys up there is, but he was scared enough to not push into me. I can maybe take one more shot from him. I have 813, but if he high rolls me at all, then he's going to nuke me. So we'll hang out here for a minute. Mouse still has good hit points. This is by no means won. I need those TDs to start doing some good damage on these guys. The 704 still hasn't taken any hit points. And I'm just checking both ways. I really expected the mouse sort of back out of that whole thing. He may be too far forward, so he's probably hold down or can't zoom out enough to see that right there. And then the 704 looks like he's, for a moment, looked like he was going to push me. Big hit into the mouse, takes him down to a one-shot territory. 704, there goes the mouse. So they gang up the mouse. I keep the 704 pinned down enough that he's not able to do anything. He takes 2 hits, and I'll just come around, and after he takes the hits, he's just trying to take on too many angles at once. I can poke out there. Got 2,946, ends up with 3 kills, and just basically your general idea of bottom tier, guys. You just want to be that guy. You want to maintain those hit points. You want to be forward enough that you can get into the battle and do some damage, help out your heavy tanks, be annoying, be that guy that they just can't quite account for, and you can really help your team out quite a bit. I liked this tank. Like I said, I only got to about 53%, I want to say, on it. I did use the single shot for the most of the grind, up to 100 battles on it. It's a good all-rounder. I'm not going to sit here and say it's a fantastic tank, but as far as a good all-rounder, decent turret, decent mobility, decent gun handling, and hits okay. I want to say it's 400 or 320. Okay, so it's not that amazing. 320 is okay. So again, just a good all-rounder. And this is the kind of role actually a tank like this does well in, right? Those all-rounder tanks, especially heavies, bottom tier at tier 8 with 10s. You can go to the heavy brawling area, and as long as you don't try to tangle with a mouse directly or poke out and challenge an Object 704 to maybe bounce your hole or your turret with a side scrape. As long as you don't do silly stuff like that, you can actually become pretty effective in the game bottom tier. So that's all I've got for you guys today. Thanks for tuning in. We will see you.